Chapter 3. "Hey there, my name is Emily," said this attractive stranger to me, with her hand extended for a shake as soon as I clocked in behind the register. I was confused. A new girl working at the shop? This smiling stranger was wearing the same coffee shop t-shirt and apron I was wearing. "Oh, hey," I said back to her. I barely wanted this interaction. I generally hated meeting people. Not that I hate meeting people or anything like that, but I really just hate chit-chat and speaking in cliches, which is inevitable when you're meeting someone new. We shook hands. I forced a smile, introduced myself, said some dumb joke, the whole nine. Why didn't I know about this new hire? I know I've been traveling a little bit for comedy lately, but I'm usually more in the loop than this. Oh wait, I do remember. I remember seeing this new Emily girl, or whatever, being interviewed by Patrick and Ruth a week right before I left for my West Coast shows. They always interviewed people in the shop during business hours. Great. Another unpaid intern from Sefairian. Because free labor always leads to the best possible work being done. Hopefully this doesn't turn into another Rachel situation. What a nightmare she was. Or Mindy. Please not another Mindy. I swear, these Sefairian college girls will move into Sefairian not because they're all that serious about intentional, spiritual, community-style living, but more so because it was a rent-free living situation they could leverage to explore a big happening city like Telarus with the money their parents were sending them virtually behind the community's back. In my experience, these college girls who move in with the community will either get matched to intern with the graphic design team, the communications team, or at our humble coffee shop. These were basically the three choices because the other sister companies that Sefairian managed for the church were a roofing company, a plumbing company, a few candle packaging factories, and a loading dock. So naturally, a third of all the 20-something-year-old girl interns end up working here at the shop and wind up catching an attitude like they think they're too good-looking to actually have to do anything. Sure, they'll work it up front at register being all cute and chatty with the customers, but when it comes to the actual shit, don't even get me started. Try and get them to clean a bathroom, wipe an oven, or mop the damn floor. It's a passive-aggressive slugfest. And it's understandable. They're not getting paid, so what the hell do they care? And every dude they've ever met in their whole life has done nothing but kiss their ass and gone out of the way for them. And so then I get to come along and be the unlucky sap who has to be the first man ever in their life to tell them, no, you can't do that. To tell them that you actually have to pull the fridge out in order to clean behind it. Or you actually have to stay your entire shift before you can go home. Whatever. New girl aside, I did have Alan working with me behind bar today, which made me happy. Maybe we'd find time to pick up where we left off on our last spiritual conversation. "How was the morning?" I asked him as I began preparing a triple shot of espresso. I had Geno's tonight, so I could use the energy. "Crazy," he exhaled more than said. "Yeah?" "Yeah, man. It was kind of wild, but it was a great test for Emily." "Who?" "Oh, right. New girl." "Yeah, she did well." "She killed it." "That's great," I said to the portafilter as I wrenched it into the espresso machine. "Wait, so are you closing with me?" I was curious because I usually don't work this shift with Alan. "No, you and Emily are closing. She's shadowing you tonight. You didn't know?" "Oh, crap. I totally didn't even put two and two together. Ruth didn't usually schedule me to close. She knows that closing can conflict with my comedy shit most days. I'm surprised she didn't have Trish or Kelly do it. Or Alan for that matter. They are typically the closers. I guess because I've been here longer. Still though, I didn't feel like being a teacher today. Oh shoot, that's right, I whispered to myself. Dang it. "You good to do it?" Alan asked. "Yeah, I got it," I begrudged. On the bright side, my espresso pulled perfectly at 26 seconds. After just a couple of sips, I assessed that it was cool enough to throw back like a shot, similar to how the Madrayans drink their espresso. Ah, burns so good. "Did you check that video out yet?" Alan asked me as he began to wipe off the counter. "Ah, the spiritual conversation from earlier." I did actually end up watching the video this morning before working out and dipping to do the podcast. I knew this would be me and Alan's last chance to talk about it before my weekend started. The two of us were uniquely connected because we were the only two paid employees for the shop. Everyone else was an unpaid intern from Sefairian, not including Patrick and Ruth, of course. Alan was also one of the few observant Sefairians I knew who didn't seem to get offended by my skepticism about there being an author and my overall rejection of our people's religion. He seemed to enjoy the fact that most of our conversations were just the two of us intellectually jousting about Sefairianism, forcing him to defend his faith. Alan was very observant, and knew that I was raised very observant as well, but no longer cared about my faith. And so I think he felt like it was his duty for the author to bring back one of the lost sheep who'd gone astray. That thought was funny to me. My goals for our conversations were to poke holes in his beliefs as someone who knew quite a bit about Sefairianism and couldn't resist testing my wits against a college boy. I never got mean or vicious with Alan, but I did feel like the whole thing was bullshit. Don't get me wrong, the video he sent me made some interesting points that I didn't know enough about history or science to neither confirm nor deny. But the guy in the video talking had this faggy quiff haircut, which made it hard to take him seriously as he droned on about this scientific proof of the author's existence and the historical accuracy of the scriptures. Our polite discussion about the video quickly became me trying my damnedest to feverishly explain away all of Rabbi Boyband Hair's good points from a place of emotion, not logic. I didn't do very well. Alan got me this time, I'll admit, but in my defense, I had already been on a podcast and worked out today. My mental faculties had been mostly depleted, and I was saving what little I had left for comedy later. Really, to me, it was surprising that a college-learned fellow like Alan subscribed to these fairy tales of our people at all. A couple hours had passed, and it was about time for Alan to leave. He'd begun gathering his things. It was around 2 p.m., and so it would just be me and the new girl behind bar to hold down the fort till close. I was less than pumped about that. In these couple of hours, I was confident that I had correctly discerned New Girl as a coworker and as a human being, and I was ready to share my verdict. I don't like her, I whispered over to Alan after New Girl disappeared down the hall to grab something from the walk-in freezer. Alan seemed disoriented by my statement. What? Who? Emily? Yeah. What are you talking about? I think she's great. Nah, man. I'm getting vibes. She seems... Hey, New Girl interrupted with a big smile on her face. I'm so sorry. I forgot the code to the freezer again. No problem. It's just your second day, Alan comforted her. The code is 288467. Ah, right. 467. Thank you. She smiled. She disappeared. You see what I'm saying? She doesn't care about anything. I think you're being a little harsh. She seems really sweet, Alan defended her. Either way, you better get over it because I'm leaving and you're teaching her to close. Yeah, all right, Alan. Have a good night, man. Have a good weekend. Got any shows this weekend? Just a couple. I'm mostly going to be hanging out. How about you? Date night tonight. Chelsea and I are going back to that place again. Christine's, downtown. Ooh, fancy, I said. Anyone who could afford to eat downtown was fancy in my books. I know. It's so good. Lots of great kosher options. The butcher they use is a kosher butcher. He goes to our church. I didn't really care about that stuff, but I nodded and smiled anyway. Which if you weren't doing anything Sunday morning, there's always a spot for you in our car to come ride with us to church. Thanks, man. I think I'll take a rain check. I winked at him. I knew he knew I wasn't going to take him up on his offer, which is why I was being cheeky. Oh, hey, guess what? What? If he says chicken butt again. Me and Chelsea just got our tickets to come see you at the Funny Box. Oh, man. Dude. Thank you. That's amazing. I'm so excited you guys can come. Of course, James. We wouldn't miss it for the world. This is your big club debut. We want to support you. I'll warn you, though, it's not going to be a clean show, and I won't pull any punches with my material just because you guys are there. We wouldn't expect anything less. We want to see the full, unfiltered James Chatfeld up there. I hugged him and wished him a good evening one more time. New Girl had returned just in time to say goodbye to Alan before he left, and so it was just me and the New Girl. Thankfully, I was spared, and we didn't have much time to chit-chat behind bar. As soon as Alan left, we got surprisingly busy for the next couple of hours. At least busy for two people anyway. New Girl actually handled herself quite well. She rocked register, and I was whipping up decaf lattes left and right as the orders came in. I appreciated the fact that she was very easy to work and communicate with. Once we slowed down enough to start the close, we got into it. I began showing New Girl how to clean and tear down the espresso machine. She rocked that too. I only gave her a brief talk through and then watched as I let her physically do the tearing and cleaning. I was surprised how teachable and receptive she was as we were going through all the stuff, from wrapping biscuits, freezing cakes, mopping, checking kegs, cleaning nozzles, wiping out the ovens, closing the drawer, setting up the morning opening crew for tomorrow. You know, all the things. She soaked it up like a sponge and was able to repeat the protocol back to me like she'd done it before. Maybe she wasn't so bad after all. We made it through the close. I felt good about the whole thing, even though it'd been a good 2 months since I last closed by myself. I did the open mic at Gino's later that night. I bombed. I had a few new jokes I was working out. I thought they were funny premises, but apparently the drunks at Gino's didn't think so. That's usually the case at Gino's. It's a tough room. I liked tough rooms. If nothing else, it helps build thick skin. When I got off stage, I only hung out for a little bit to see if Tito would make an appearance, but he never did. He must have gotten up on an actual show somewhere. I didn't stick around. On the bus ride home, I put in my headphones and listened to my set at Gino's. My dad used to tell me, son, if you do what you love, you'll never work another day in your life. And he was right. My dad loved to smoke crack, and he literally never worked a day in his adult life. Little easy one-liner. Quick jab. I was in the grocery store the other day, and I just needed to pick up like 2 things. Some strawberry milk and a bag of gummy bears. Yes, my grocery list looks a lot like a 10-year-old's grocery list. So I grabbed the stuff, and I got in line to check out. There was an old lady in front of me with a mountain of groceries in her cart. She lets me go in front of her. Don't you love that? When you're at the checkout with like 2 things, and the people ahead of you let you cut them in line. They treat you like you're a war hero, wounded on the battlefield. The old woman dragged me to the front of the line like, "Excuse me, this man only has 2 grocery items. Get him to the front of the line. We gotta get this kid out of here. He's just got some gummy bears and strawberry milk. Clearly, he's on his way somewhere really important. We gotta get him out of here ASAP." Okay, maybe there's something there. A couple people in the back laughed. Needs more tags. These coffee tastings, I do them for work sometimes, and it's like all these pretentious douchebags drinking coffee way too seriously. I've been a barista for 2 years, and let me say this. If you taste coffee and you think you can tell what altitude it's grown at, fucking kill yourself. They'll say things like, "Oh yes, the flavor notes, yes. How do the notes of the coffee inform your palate, my fellow adult wearing a scarf in June? I'm getting a hint of oak." Oak? Like the tree? That's where I come in and I'm like, bro, how do you know what oak tastes like, dumbass? Oh, you're right. I guess I'm sorry. I've never licked a tree before. I didn't realize what kind of uncultured life I was living. Not much laughter there. I thought that was a pretty good one. I don't think these people have ever been to a coffee tasting before. I guess I really haven't either. I know Ruth and Patrick do, and that's how they describe them. Maybe it's too specific of a barista reference. So I got high and went to a spin class the other day. Who says pot isn't a performance-enhancing drug? I'm going to tell you guys right now, I was the fastest one in the class. That's right. Mostly because I thought I was being chased by a ghost, but still. A little peppering of laughter I think I hear. Might be a nice transition. Speaking of fitness, fellas, anyone date fitness girls? The muscle mommies, anyone? Anyone else? Just me? No one else a fan of the iron ladies? Just me. And maybe this guy right here? Yeah, this man knows. I see you smiling, playboy. My last girlfriend was a fitness girl. For those of you who don't know, boy, let me tell you, them girls are expensive. Oh my gosh, it's like owning a damn horse. The upkeep. Just trying to keep that girl fed. She eats like 6 times a day. And I have to pay to keep her stalled at the nearest CrossFit gym. The money I was spending on protein powders and creatine shakes and other bullshit. Every week there's some new thing. Some new supplement. Vitamin. Some new herb they found in the jungle that no one's ever heard of, but somehow the cavemen used to eat that shit for millions of years. Because we all know cavemen had abs. Back when we were dating, she'd send me to the grocery store with these lists. She'd send me to the grocery store to buy things like keto flour. Yeah, that's right. Congratulations. You've managed to complicate one of the easiest things on my grocery list. Oh, does this flour have protein in it? Also, does this flour have flour in it? Because I'm going to need flour with no flour in it. Yeah, that's right. Your keto, non-flour flour. I swear, she would send me off to the store with these crazy-ass grocery lists. I don't even know how to pronounce half of these words. Phytoestrogen, biofreeze, Penetrex, zinc. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I was grocery shopping, not helping you build a bomb. She's got me and 3 store associates standing in the vitamin aisle looking for a damn scientist to help us. They're asking me what the hell is she even going to do with this stuff. I don't know, but some internet doctor wearing a snapback told my lady she definitely needs this stuff, and if I don't get it for her, he's gonna bully me online or something. Okay, that one has legs. Maybe something there.